Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Third Inning Podcast. We are on episode 4 of season 2. I am your host, Izzy Rain. It's another week, another podcast, and baseball is kind of back at the moment, which is really, really nice. I got to watch some of a game today, so I really enjoyed that. And we're just going to be getting more and more as the week goes along. So obviously that will be our main subject this week, is the season coming back this week on Thursday, which will be so exciting. But you guys are probably like, but you said you watched a game today, so how is the season starting on Thursday if you watched a game today? There is a thing called exhibition games. I hope I said that right because that is a word I struggle with saying, which we do have these pre-COVID times as well. Like the Yankees will play the Braves, the Dodgers will play the Angels, and so on and so forth. So we are having exhibition games. I will tell y'all the ones that are going on right now are happened today. We had the Orioles play Philly. The Yankees played the Mets. The White Sox are playing the Cubs right now, and the Diamondbacks are playing the Dodgers right now. So these are just games to warm up for the season and just get a feel for what an actual game will be like in your actual stadium, not in a spring training stadium, and all of that. So that is what is happening this weekend, because there were some games yesterday as well. There were 3 games yesterday. I don't know if every team is doing an exhibition game. It looks like the majority of them are. I'm looking at the games that are tomorrow. So certain games will be on your major networks across the United States and Canada, and then some are just on their local region. I know the Dodgers game tomorrow, I think, is just on SNLA, Sports Network Los Angeles. So you will only be able to see that if you are in their viewing area. But some teams are streaming as well on their Facebooks and various other social media platforms. Some games like the Rockies at the Rangers tomorrow will be on MLB Network. So it just really depends on the game of what channel it'll be on. But Thursday is the day that baseball will officially be back, opening day. There are 2 games on Thursday. The first one you can catch, and they're both on ESPN, I should say that. The first game you can catch at 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in the nation's capital of Washington, D.C. The Nationals will be taking on the New York Yankees. Then at 10:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will have the Giants in Southern California at Dodger Stadium taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Both games will be on ESPN. So that is where you will see these games if you want to watch them on TV. Again, that is just TV. You may be able to get them on the MLB app and other things like that, other platforms. But for the TV, it will be on ESPN. And in the Yankees-Nats game, the Yankees are favored to win. And in the Giants-Dodgers game, the Dodgers are favored to win. I already saw the Dodgers beat the Giants in the preseason at spring training. That did happen. I was there. Very fun game. So that is how the season is starting. So I think it's kind of odd that our season is starting with an interleague game. And yeah, we're going to talk about this. This wasn't originally in my plans, but now that I'm realizing they're starting with an interleague game, that's really weird. So they are only going to have 60 games. That is what we are told. Because things can change. It's 2020. Things are constantly on the move and changing. I don't think an early game should be happening in 2020 with only 60 games on the schedule. Why? We want to know. We only had that short amount of games instead of 180 games. Not a lot of games at all. Anything could happen in that time. So anybody can get hot. Anybody can go to the World Series. So. How are we gonna actually know who's best in AL if they're playing all these random teams in the NL? No, I don't think they should be doing that. But again, I do not make the schedule for MLB. I am so sorry, guys, that I am not the one who puts the schedule together. I wish that I did. Not really, because that'd be a very difficult thing to do. But I don't think they should be doing interleague games. Unpopular opinion, I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys think interleague games should be happening. So, speaking of games not happening, minor league baseball isn't going to be happening this year. I meant to talk about this last week, but I forgot. And then I saw some minor league stuff on Instagram. So that season will not be happening. Again, I don't think it's a good idea that it's not happening. I think in a few years' time, this could really mess up some teams because their farm teams aren't getting that practice. They're back in their hometowns, home countries, whatever, not getting games in. So I do think that could mess things up. And then if a player needs to go into rehab after getting injured, they can't go play minor league games because there's not going to be any minor league games happening. And what if you run out of players and need somebody? Are you just going to call somebody in random Des Moines, Iowa to come play up for the Seattle Mariners? No, you're just calling him from his house. No, I don't think that's how it would work. Again, it's 2020. Anything can happen. So it's just like, I don't think it's a good idea that we're not going to be having minor league games. And then another thing I want to talk about is the bubble. So I'm sure if you are a sports fan, you've been hearing all about the NBA bubble in Orlando, Florida this week, where the NBA teams that are in the playoffs are playing or will be playing. I'm not sure when their season starts because my team's not there, so I'm not really paying attention. Hockey will somewhat have a bubble in Toronto and Edmonton. I don't know if Edmonton's going to happen from what I saw on Twitter, but this is not a hockey podcast, so we will not talk about that. So baseball seems to be the only sport that does not have a bubble. It was originally talked about maybe having a bubble, having all the teams come to Phoenix and doing it there and playing all the games at the Diamondbacks Stadium. But that is not happening. The players were going to be traveling all over the United States, not Canada, but we will get to that in a minute. I don't know. I feel like that is somewhat dangerous of not just being traveling so much. I assume they're staying at hotels and still we're going to be going out to eat and all that because we haven't heard any because they're not in a bubble. I don't think it's a good idea. I think they should have done a bubble, and I know Arizona's getting hammered with cases right now. Maybe they could have done Omaha because that is where the College World Series takes place. So I feel like they would be equipped to have the major league teams there. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's safe, but we shall see how that goes with the bubble or no bubble. Yeah. So what I was saying, there will be no games in Canada this year. The Blue Jays do not have permission to play in Toronto this year. Again, it's because they're not doing a bubble. Hockey is playing in Toronto, but they're in a bubble. So the Blue Jays would just be crossing, and the teams they're playing crossing the border in and out, bringing germs into the country, taking them out of the country. So they are looking for a stadium to play at. Everybody is thinking that it's going to be the Buffalo Blue Jays that we have this season. But who knows? So we are just going to go into random topics right now. So this is a funny tweet here. Brandon Nimmo, I am not sure who he is, but I guess he is on the Mets or on the Yankees. Brandon Nimmo playing a game in empty Citi Field last night. So this is his quote. no knock against Miami, Nemo said, but it kind of felt like playing in Miami. I made that joke today I watched the Cubs and White Sox game. I watched some of it. And that was, I was like, this is a normal game at Marlins Park. Marlins Park is one of my favorite stadiums. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that. Another funny thing in sports this week, some of the stadiums are doing cardboard cutouts of fans in the seats, even dogs. If you're a dog, you can get a sign there. I will admit, I did think of putting my face at Dodger Stadium. I didn't, though, because I expect it to be a lot of money, and I don't want to be spending a lot of money right now. So Cody Bellinger obliterates a ball to right field for a grand slam. Good job, Belly. Yeah, so some people are wondering if the Blue Jays will come and play at a different stadium, like two teams in one stadium, which we do. Do we see that? I don't think so. No, that's only in basketball, I think. I can't think of any two baseball teams play at the same stadium. I don't think so. That Orioles hat. I've never seen that logo again. Before, not again. It was a spring training design. I did not go to Florida spring training this year, so I would not have known that. Which I've never seen the Orioles at spring training, and I shouldn't be singing today. But yeah, it says people in Blue Jays gear taking measurements at Buffalo Bison Stadium today, so maybe that will happen. Maybe they will be playing in Buffalo. Let me know down below in the comments where you think the Blue Jays will be playing this season. But I hope you guys enjoyed the 4th installment of the 2nd season of the Third Inning podcast. It'd be awesome if y'all could comment, rate, and subscribe. I will see you guys again on August the 2nd. It will be a great time in Leo season. But again, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in August. Bye, guys.